Good morning. Welcome to 4 Acres. It is December 29th. Today's a Friday. It feels like springtime right now. There are birds singing, people outside working. I can hear a saw over there somewhere. I see cardinals flying across the pond here, and the rooster is crowing. Though the pond was frozen over, it was a couple inches thick for a while, it has now thawed out after several really heavy rainstorms. And I thought it would be a good moment to give you guys an update on how things are here at 4 Acres. After our dog Izzy passed, Bunker was super sad and depressed. I'd come home at the end of the day at work and he just wasn't the same. So I started bringing him to work with me. Loves being at work. We work at a school, so there's lots of kids around to give him good pats. There's a bunch of other dogs on campus. He's made a bunch of dog friends. We go for walks often, and aside from the time that he pooped in one of the classrooms, he's done quite well there. Chickens are doing well. We have the 3 hens and the 1 rooster. I have not let them out of their run for a really long time, being afraid that a fox will come along and kill the chickens. My hope is that this spring we'll take fertilized eggs and raise chicks and have ourselves a larger flock. I also need to take some time to clear out this brush here and build this run bigger. I really want a larger area for these girls moving forward. Maybe that would be a good tomorrow project if it's not too cold. Speaking of cold, the pond is thawed out right now. It had 2 inches of ice sitting on it just a week ago. It got really cold here for a while, 10 degrees and colder. We had some beautiful sunrises. Posted a couple pictures of that on our Instagram account. If you're not following us on Instagram, I do post pictures there occasionally, so you might see some things there that are different than what you see in the videos. They say that we'll get some snow in the future in a couple weeks, but right now I'm good with this. I feel sad for all of my skiing friends that can't ski right now, but I am happy that I'm not snowblowing. So we'll stick with that for as long as we possibly can. This is great for me. And just for a second, listen to the birds. It really feels like spring. If winter was like this, I would never want to leave Vermont. All throughout the fall and winter, the cats have been super cute. Our oldest cat, Randy, is somewhat senile. Wakes me up at 3 o'clock in the morning thinking his bowl has no food in it. And then I walk him out to his food bowl and rattle it because it has food in it. And then he starts to eat. And then I go back to bed. Then he wakes me up an hour later to go out. It's a vicious cycle. All in all, though, all the cats have been doing quite well and are adorable as ever. Those of you that know me know that I grew up target shooting with my dad. It's something we did quite a bit and is a big part of our lives together. I really enjoyed that time with him, but I never went hunting. I have a friend at work who is a hunter and took me deer hunting this season for the first time ever. It was a ton of fun. So we went out for 2 Sundays together, and then I went out by myself on the final Sunday of deer hunting season. I did not harvest a deer this season, maybe next season. I also spent a good portion of the fall selling things on Facebook Marketplace. I made several $100s selling different things from a desk to a bed. I think there was a dresser and a coffee table and some other things in there. All of that money I had planned to go towards our kitchen remodel project, which is something I've mentioned in my YouTube shorts. I then also trimmed all of our Christmas trees. Look how nice they look now. These guys were like 10 feet tall when we moved into the house 4 years ago. All of the trimmings I sold to a neighbor's brother. They went to make Christmas wreaths, and I made several hundred more dollars, all to go towards our kitchen project. Now, I have been working on kitchen cabinets. I was doing that earlier in the season when it was still warm. Turns out, if you have 2 kitchen cabinets in a 4-foot space between your stove and the wall, and you're 1/8 of an inch off on either side on both cabinets, that's a 1/2 inch, which is the difference between fitting next to your stove and not fitting next to your stove. What I've learned through this process is that I need to be very precise, and it is hard when it's cold and dark to be super precise. So I've sort of pushed pause on the kitchen cabinet project until it warms up a little more. I did, however, build 2 cabinets, built all the drawers, did shaker style face frames for the drawers and the cabinet. I'd put the cabinets in place at Thanksgiving time, but then just didn't have time to get any further. I was able to mount all the drawers and the drawer fronts on Christmas Eve. Though the drawer fronts look antiqued, that's not on purpose and I will be fixing it. I primed them and then sprayed them with a spray gun. However, I didn't mix the paint well enough. and it was cold when I sprayed them, so I just sanded the bad paint off. Once springtime comes, I'll take the drawer fronts off and repaint them. And the last step is for me to cut to size our butcher block countertop, treat the countertop, and then put that in place. Speaking of Christmas Eve, as Heather and I were getting all the presents ready for our 4 kids, I realized that we were missing 2 stockings. I quickly pulled out the sewing machine, grabbed some spare flannel fabric we had, and made 3 stockings just in time for Christmas. And that's how you make a quick Christmas stocking. As you can see, the firewood processing station is mostly empty. I have firewood on order. I should be getting a truckload of log length in the next month or so. That way, I'll be able to just cut and split firewood and spend the rest of my time working on other projects. A while ago, Heather and I did a garden on this spot right here. There's sort of a stone retaining wall you can see underneath all the vegetation. We abandoned the garden here and did it further up towards the road. It just didn't really work up there for me very well. My plan is to turn this back into a garden for this coming summer, and I started just yesterday by planting garlic in the ground. In the Northeast, you put garlic in the late fall before the ground freezes. The ground was frozen solid but has thawed back out again. And since it thawed out, I pulled all the sod off, I buried a bunch of garlic, and then I covered it all with some old hay. So hopefully we will get some garlic growing in the springtime. I used to grow garlic and I'm excited to start again and to hopefully jumpstart my gardening abilities. I have been thinking a lot about future videos and what I want to do. You should start seeing more content from us here at 4 Acres in the near future, and I'm excited to take the next step and try to breathe some fresh life into this channel. I want to thank all of you for hanging out with me here on an oddly warm winter day in southern Vermont. Always do the best you can with what you've got, and I'll see you around. Take care.